हे गाइस, आज मैं पढ़ूंगा नॉर्थ ईस्ट के एक स्टेट जिसका नाम है नागालैंड। तो इसके बारे में फुल डिटेल में पढ़ूंगा। तो इस वीडियो ज़रूर देखते रहे और अपने फ्रेंड के साथ इस वीडियो ज़रूर शेयर कर दे, बहुत हेल्पफुल होगा। नागालैंड, लैंड ऑफ फेस्टिवल। द स्टेट ऑफ नागालैंड was the formally inaugurated on the 1st December 1963 as the 16th state of the Indian Union. It is bordered by the Assam in the west, Myanmar, Burma on the east, Arunachal Pradesh and the part of the Assam on the north, and Manipur in the south. The state consists of the 7 administrative districts inhabited by the 16 major tribes along with other sub-tribes. Each tribe is the district in the characters from the other in the term of custom, language, and race. Nagaland is known as the land of festival because the state abounds with the festivals all throughout the year. It is the predominant it is the predominant the tribes state with the populations of the 19.78 lakh census 2011. It covered as a geographical area of 16,579 km square with the remarkable with the remarkable topographical variations. Meanings of the word Naga. Scholars have made and the attempts to define the word Naga. It is means the commonly accept that it the originate from the Burmese word. Naka means the peoples with the earrings. It is the belief that the British used the term for the peoples living the therein on the basis of the descriptions of Naka, people given by the Burma's guide. History. Most scholars argue that the Nagas migration to the present geographical area took place in the different phases in the different groups from the east before the arrival of the Ahom in 1228 AD. This result in unique the characteristics of each the tribal displaying unity in the diversity in their custom, tradition, attire and political system. The Dimasa Kasaris ruled the territory before the Ahom invasions during the 13th century. After their contact with the Ahom in the 13th century, there was a long gap till the Naga came in contact with the Burmese camp. The Naga came in the contact with the British. In the 19th century, the advance of the British in the Naga hills was slow. Role of the British. The, the encounter of the tribes with the British started when the latter made a series of the explorations to find the regular route of Manipur through Naga hills and also to the counteract the aggressions of the Nagas into the dominion of the East India Company. The first two British explorers to enter the hills were the uh, Captain Jenkins and the Captain Pemberton, who the marches across the land in 1832. The early British relations with the Nagas were of the perpetual conflict between the 1839 and the 1850. Many military expeditions were land to the hills to the explore the region, punish Nagas for their raids and establish British control. The policy of the military expeditions and the involvement in Naga affair was the sense after the Battle of the Kikruma in 1852, and the British adopted the policy of the non-interference with the hill people. However, this the policy fell from the 1851 to 1865. Naga tribes continued to the raid the British in Assam. Therefore, the British India government then review it is the policy and the dedicate to the establish the British of Naga Hills. In 1866, the British India administration established the post at Samaguting, Samokedima in the Nagaland as the Deputy Commissioner headquarters. In the 1976, headquarters of the Naga Hills district was shifted to Wakha. In 1878, headquarters was the feathers the shifted to Kohima with the objective of the effectively controlling and the influencing the Naga Hills. The the tribes violently and the bitterly resistant the British authority in until the fall of the Khonoma village in 1880. The peoples volunteered and fought in the both and the water wars alongside the British and their government in the World War One. 2000s Naga labor force was assigned to the France. On the return, some of these veterans, together with the headman Dobasis and the government servant from the Naga craft in 1980, with and the objective to the assist to the colony administration, but later play an important role in the search for the common Naga identity. The World War II brought a transforming impact. Kohima was the main battlefield to the hard the Japanese invasions of the British India. In this the battle, the approximately 2,484 soldiers died, and in their memory, the Commonwealth War, the graves, the commissions raises were the cemetery in Kohima. After independence, after the independence of the Indian, they separate the Tiwensa administrative circle was considered as the outpost of the Mokoksung subdivision, and it is the headquarters was set up at the Tuensang in 1951. A separate subdivision of the Tuensang was constituted under the Naga Hills district. In 1957, Tuensang was re-transferred from the Nepal to Naga Hills to form the new administrative unit known as the Naga Hills Tuensang Area (NSTA), and became a union territory. In the July 1960, following the discussions between then the Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and leader of the Naga People's Convention (NPC), a 16-point agreement was arrived at, whereby the government of the Indian recognized the formations of the Nagaland as a full-fledged state within the Union of India. Thus, on the 1st December 1963, Nagaland became the 16th state of the Indian Union. Kohima became the state capital, and the state has the 11 districts. Geography. The state enjoys a typically monsoon climate with the variations from the tropical to the temperature condition. The average winter temperature drops to 3 degrees Celsius in the hills and the 6 degrees Celsius in the plains, while the average temperature in the summer is 25 degrees Celsius in the hills and the 34 degrees Celsius on the plains. The state lies between the 25 degrees 6 second and the 6 minute and the 27 degree 4 minute north latitude and the 93 degree 2 minute and the 95 degree 15 minute east longitude. The mountain system of the state can be divided into four ranges. The low mountain ranges runs along the Assam-Nagaland border. The range start from the Zakua in the Firan district and the runs in the northerly direction through the land of Nagaland. It comprises some of the richest agricultural valley in the state. By the Zalukia, Madzifa, Bekti, Sanki, Surang and the Tiru, Dimapur city and the Sampang oil field are the important places located in this range. The middle mountain range, the dominant mountain range run through the middle of the state from north to south. This system consisted of the many ranges and the some small later for the offshoot running in east to west direction. Mao, Huichiro, Sozuba, Istekha, Junhebutu, Suranhutu, Loangkim, and the Tiwensang are the most prominent ranges as they are divided at the watershed of the Brahmaputra in Indian from the watershed of the Sinwin in Myanmar. The Patkai mountain range is the longest mountain range in the state and from the international boundary with Myanmar. Mount Sarmati, which is approximately 12,000 feet, 3,840 meters, is the highest peak in Nagaland. Mount Shiramati. Situated in this range, it is these the regions where the Nagas hills the marriage with the Patkai range in Myanmar. The southernmost point of this range is the Molhe Pass, through which the Japanese entered the Nagaland during the World War II. At the foot of the Molhe Pass is the Siloi Lasem Lake. The Boreal mountain range ran in the east to west direction and became the progressively lower from the east to west. This mountain range system extend from the Nagaland to Manipur and from the Manipur to Meghalaya. The Zafu range, which is 3,410 meter height, is at the easternmost point of the mountain range. The Zuko Valley, which is the easternmost part of the Boreal mountain system, is the only place in the world where the elephants are found at the altitude of more than 2,400 meters. The state has the coal, limestone, nickel, cobalt, chromium, magnetite, copper, zinc, platinum, petroleum, and natural gas as the major mineral available. Coal is found in Nazira, Borsans, and Teru Valley of the Mon district. Limestone is found at the Wazihu and the Satuja in the Phak district and the Nimi Veld in the Yuesang district. Ores of the nickel, ferrous, the chromatic, magnetic occur in the Alta Basic Belt at the Phuangpur in Tuasang district. The soil of the state is the mainly of the two types, the Frequency red or soil and the laterality polity. The government is the constitutional head of the state and the representative of the President of India. Kohima is the capital of Nagaland. Kohima is the capital of Nagaland and houses the Vidhan Sabha, Legislative Assembly, and the Secretary. Nagaland has the unicameral legislative. The legislative assembly consists of the 60 members. The Guwahati High Court has the Kohima bench that exercise the jurisdiction and the power is in the respect of the cases arising in the state of Nagaland. Nagaland has been granted the great degree of the state autonomy, as well as the special power and the autonomy for the Naga tribes to conduct their own affairs. Each tribe has the hierarchy of the council at the palace. Ranks and the tribal lives the dealing with the local dispute, economy, agriculture. Agriculture in the Nagaland is considered the prime source of the revenue for the state. Economy of Nagaland get a major boost through the agricultural activities of the state. Trace and the jhum cultivation are widely practiced by the tribal communities of Nagaland. The crops that have a high yield in the state of Nagaland include the rice, tobacco, oilseed, pulses, fibers, potato, and the sugarcane. The local peoples of Nagaland earn their living by the growing a number of the crops in their field. One of the major reasons behind the flourishing agriculture economy of Nagaland is the development state of the irrigation in the place. The water channel that are controlled by bamboo stick provide the unhindered irrigation the facilities to the crops field of Nagaland. Apart from the major crops, the farmers of Nagaland also produce the plantations crop like the coffee, tea, and cardamom. Potato and sugarcane are the two prime cash crop that generate revenue of the Nagaland economy. Then there are the many vegetables that are the grow by the peasant of the Nagaland like that of the carrots, chilies, onion, melons, spinach, leaf, cucumber and the brinjal, tomatoes and the mustard. Sugarcane, maize, the yams, the potatoes, the millet, and the arms are the considered as the principal crops of the Nagaland state. The farmers of the Nagaland grow their crops on the basis of the rain condition in the place. Having and the agroclimate conditions, Nagaland is known to have high yield. Rice is the main staple food of the Nagas. It is the cultivated in the two major farming system the practice in the state by the jhum cultivation and the terrace rice cultivation where wet rice cultivation. Other principal crops include the maize, pulses, oilseed, sugarcane, potatoes, ginger, etc. Naga cane, chili, and the Naga tree tomato have been granted the geographical indicator tag. The Nagaland government had in the 1999 passes the Nagaland geographical indications of the goods registration and the protection act to provide some the safety net to the farmers in the cultivation of the indigenous product. Horticulture. is the another main the activity in the state. The food and the spices grow here are orange, other citrus fruit and the vegetables, passion fruit, pineapple, banana, naga, chili, and the cardamom, ginger, turmeric, black pepper, betel vine, cashew nut, guava, plum, apple, flower, etc. Agriculture and other the primary sector like the forestry and the logging, fishing, mining and the quarrying contributed a significant share in the state economic industry. Industrial development is the computable solo the main factors for the solo the growth of the industrialization in the state can be the attributed to the remoteness of the state, lack of the road connectivity and inadequate infrastructure facility the special land law also the restricted the transfer of the land to the non-locals and industrial growth center IGC and the special economic zone SEZ has been the set up in Dimapur. The proliferations of the large scale and the medium scale industries have the help to the rise the standard of the living of the local inhabitant of Nagaland. Some famous the industry of the Nagaland are the bamboo related industrial like paper mills, the plywood factories, etc. Cottage industrial like the spinning, weaving, can works, etc. Mills, oil factories, some of the leading the industrial organization processing and the manufacturing present in Nagaland are Nagaland Plywood Factory located in the district of Mon. The Nagaland Plywood Factory produces good quality plywood. The Nagaland Fluff and the Paper Company Limited. The Nagaland Fluff and the Paper Company Limited was founded in the year of 1971 located in the Mokokchung district of Nagaland. The company is the famous for the rolling out uh, excellent quality paper. The pineapple fever plant situated in the Brakti village of the Wakha district of Nagaland. The pineapple fiber plant is known as the producing pineapple fiber. Citronella oil industry. The citronella oil industry is the situated in the Mongswami village of the Mokongchung district of Nagaland. The industry is the famous for the production citronella oil. Nagaland Sugar Mill Company Limited. Nagaland Sugar Mill Company Limited was founded in the year of 1973, situated in the Dimapur of the district of Kohima. Nagaland Sugar Mill Company Limited is well known as the public sector of the state that produce good quality sugar. Food and the vegetable processing plant. The food and vegetable processing plant is the equipped with all the modern mechanisms for the processing food. Mechanisms brick plant. They situated in the Tulumi village of Dimapur in Nagaland. The mechanisms brick plant is known for the manufacturing burnt brick. Livestock, animal husbandry is the prime occupations of the local people of Nagaland. Poultry, fishery, piggery dairy and the cattle farming are the areas which are taken care of under the Animal Husbandry Department of Nagaland. The local people of the Nagaland include a lot of meat items in their daily diet. Hence, it is the but natural that the meat products are the high demand in Nagaland. Also, there is the ready market for the dairy, poultry, and the fish the products in Nagaland. Minerals. Nagaland has the largest stock of the mineral resources of the coal, nickel, cobalt, magnetic, marble, petroleum, stones, the natural gas, and the limestone. The state government of Nagaland has laid down the strict rules for the extraction of mineral according to the guidelines issued by the Nagaland ownerships and the transfer of the land, and it is the Resources Act. The mining industry of the Nagaland has the absorbed the best populations of the state. The mineral resources led to the establishment of the many important industries that has added to the economic stance of the state, land and the people. Nagaland is the inhabited by the 16 major tribes along with a number of the sub-tribes. Ao, Angami, Sam, Konyak, Lotha, Sumi, Sekengsang, Kyamnyongam, Kasari, Phom, Renukma, Sangtam, Yangsungro, Kuki, Selim, and Poswari are the major tribes. Naga way of the life is the woven around their land, family, clan, khel, cluster of the clans, and the village. The villages are located on the tops of the hills for defense resources. Nagas the construct their hut with the wood, bamboo, and the straw. Each the tribes has it is on the designs, the patterns of the cloth and the textile worn by the various tribes of the Nagas differ according to their customs and the tribal affinities. The textiles are woven by the women on their simple loin looms, but the designs are the intricate and the artistic. The weapon are generally made of the dows, messages, and the spells. The traditional weaving is the many activities for women in all the Naga tribes. Knowing the art of the weaving is considered to be one of the important skill of the woman. The designs of the swallow and the mekela were around are the different for man and the woman. The swallow are the colorful and they are the design denoted the social status of the persons. The ornaments are and the indispensable part of the customs man were ornaments made of the metals, bones, ivory, cowries, shells, scans, leather, orchid, and the wood. Ornaments worn in the neck are mainly the strangles of the bead, shells, corneals, the stones, tongues, and the horn. The conch shells the worn with the sense of the breads, the imperial social status, and the ivory great length for the bracelet is a valuable ornament. Their leggings are of the blue, red, or yellow dry can rings. Naga women wear the ornaments like the earrings, waistlet, and the bracelet made of brass, copper, lead, and silver. Naga women have play an important role the individual and the collectively in the helping their communities survive and in the enabling human development and the pieces across the state. The Naga mothers Association NMA, the play the pivotal roles on the gender justice, social harmony, political empowerment of women, and the pieces between the various the warring under ground factions and the government. Festival and dance. Sekringi is the main festival of the Angami tribes, which is the celebrated in the month of February and fall on the 25 days of the Angami month of the Kezi. It is the festival of the purification with the fasting and the singing. The Tekerao is in the most of the festivals, part of the festival where young peoples of the village sit together and they sing traditional songs throughout the day. Morso is the main festival of the Ao tribes, which is celebrated in the month of May for the 3 days, 1 to 3 May. This festival is held after the sowing is done and the earth begins to show signs of the fertility. People pursue the customary practice of the preparing the best rice beer and the traditional vegetarian dishes during the festival. Sukrina is the main festival of the Sakonsan tribes, which is celebrated on 15th January. During the festival, boys and the girls are sanctified through the religions, ceremonies, and the rituals. Nakau Yelom is the main festival of the Sang tribes, which is celebrated in the July. The festival is marked by the exchange of gift and the food items among the friends and the relatives. Miu is the main festival of the Khyamnionggan tribes, which is held in the first week of May. The importance of this festival is to build the cordial relations and forgive close the knit relations between the maternal uncle and his sisters, the children, nephew, and the nieces. The annual the Hornbill Festival, the innovation to the showcase the Naga culture, both the traditional and the contemporary, is the held for the 10 days. The starting the 1st December is the Hood Day. The festival is the tries to the Great Hornbill rivers by the Naga, for it is the qualities of the alternance and the grandeur. The feathers of the hornbill are the used in the headgear. The permanent venues for this the festival of the festival has been established at the Kishama near the Kohima and the Kistan Naga Heritage Village. Mong Mong is the main festival of the Sang Sangtram tribes, which is celebrated in the first week of the September. Mong Mong is observed on the occasion of the good harvest, for which the village have the toilet to throughout the year. Metumnio is the main festival of the Yamsungar tribes, which is celebrated from the 4th to 8th August every year after the harvest of the millet, and the elder known as the Khanpura. After due the prayers, the inaugurated the festival. The festival is spread over the 5 days and has the separate names for the days by the Shitu. Giotto, and the Zomto, uh, Kerosuk, and the Kherswag. Hega is one of the most important and the biggest festival among the Zilwang tribes. It is observed in the month of the February every year when the gods got the blessings for the prosperity, luck, protections, guidance, and the courses and the inaugurate. Meme Cook, the main festival of the Kuki tribes, is the Harvest Festival. Cookies of Nagaland celebrate this the festival on the 17th cookie month of the 12th January every year. The celebration lasts for 1 week. Besides the meme code, cookies celebrate the Safong Court, Sawang Court as well as other smaller festival. Aulan uh, Monwes, the main festival of the Konya tribes is observed in the first week of the Aulan April. Aulan is the observed after the completion of the sowing sheet in the new field. It is the celebrated to the mark of the end of the old year and the become the new year beginning with the spring. The famous war dance is the performed by the group of men accompanied by the folk song and war graces by the dance troupe. Indigenous the musical instruments such as the bamboo, the organs, violins, bamboo, the flutes, trumpets, drums, made of the cattle's skin and the log drums are the used during the festival. Language and the literature. The language spoken by the Nagas are the broadly grouped under the Tibeto-Burmese family. The state has a rich linguistic tradition with as the many languages as there are the tribes is the exclusive to itself. Even within the language of the particular tribes, there are the dialects which are unintelligible. This the makes the inter-tribes and the inter-tribe tribes communications difficult. In this, the circumstance English is the use as the state language, while the Nagamis, the kind of the Pitkim Assamese, has become the common language. The oral literature of the Nagas has the exist as the part of their cultural life, which was the transmitted by the older members in the Murang to the younger generation. Writing on the Nagas appeared in the 1800s and the early 20th century by the works of the anthropologists like A. Magnizio, B.C. Allen, J.S. Hawthorne, J.P. Mills, Christopher von Figuerer, Hymen Barrier, Alwyn, etc. The anthropological researches the document and the lives of the Naga tribes before their conservations of the Christianity in the late 19th century. This documentation provided a comprehensive view of the social cultural life of the Naga tribes from the mid 1800s to the pre-war 1900s. Literature by the Naga writers made it is the entry only in the 1980s and the 1990s. The poetry's novels, short stories, and the children's book are being the written. Starring Care is the poet, the novelist, the columnist, and the children's author. She won the Hindu Prize 2015 for the her novel, won the Riba Sharif's her books have been translated to the European and the Indian language. Tamsula Au is also the poet, short story writer, and the anthropographer who received the Sahitya Academy Award for the short story the collection Laborams for the My Hat in the 2013 beside the poetry and the novel academic and the researches the writing on Naga society and the wing the taken by the writers such as the Charles Gracie Kaka Iralo Abraham Lotha and the Dole Tikon. Some eminent personalities. P. Silu Au, 1916 to 88. He was the first chief minister and the iconic figure in the Nagaland's political history. Before joining the politics, he had served as a teacher, school inspector, headmaster of a school, and later joined the Assam service. He resigned in the 1960 and joined the Naga People's Convention (NPC). He is one of the architects and the signatories of the 16-point agreement which supported the Nagaland statehood in the December 1963. Rano M. Shiaza, 1928 to 2015. She was the first and the only woman from Nagaland to get elected to the Lok Sabha in 1977. Niasili Nikki Harulo, 1918 to 2016. She was the first Naga woman in Indian Foreign Service (IFS). She had served in the various capacities in the Ministry of the External Affairs Government of India and retired in 1980. Talimeran Au, 1918 to 98. He was the Indian footballer and the physician. She was the captain of the Indian national football team and the flag bearer of the Indian contingent in the 1948 summer of the Olympic held at London. He played for the Mohang began in 1943 to 52 and for the national team in 1948 to 51. Important places. Heritage Village of Kisama is well known, the name of which is divided from two villages, namely Kiakwama, Ki and the Phesuama SA, and Ame, which is mean village. The Juko Valley, popularly known as the Valley of the Flower, is located at the border of the Nagaland and Manipur, situated at and the altitude of the 2438 meter behind the Jafu Mountains range. It is one of the most popular trekking spot in the northeast. Khonoma Green Village, located 20 km west to Kohima, west of Kohima, is considered to be the first green village in India. The village is known for it is the Pyrex resistant against the British dominions during the colonial period. The Zafu peaks at the 3048 meter high peak has the tallest over the 109 feet. Rhododendron's tree is the world as recorded by the Guinness Book of Record. It is also the second highest peak of the state. The Dimasa Kasari. The runs are the series of the mushroom domed the pillars located in Dimapur. The Sioloi Lake shape like the footprint is the located in the Fak district, which is the about the 300 kilometer from the state capital. Deloing Lake is one of the famous tourist spot of the state. The lake covers an area of about the 300 meters. The Saramati Peak 3841 meter is the highest peak in the state. It is the located on the Nagaland Myanmar border and is the snow cloud throughout the winter season. The Kohima War Cemetery was the raised by the Commonwealth War the graves commissions in the memory of those the soldiers killed in the battles of Kohima in 1944. It is situated in the heart of Kohima town and is an the important tourist attraction. Nagaland is the rich in the biodiversity and is known to be the land of the festival and the dance. The state is inhabited by the various tribes and is also known as the land of festival. The tallest tree of the world, rhododendrons, and the largest electrical guitar ensemble of the state have been recorded by the Guinness Book of the World Record. The Hornbill Festival, organized by the government to promote the culture tourism, is become popular. Thank you so much.